I just want to talk to you about your collection real quick. How'd you start this?
Oh, I started because I got out of college and I went to work as an engineer, as a trainee, and the guys at the plant where I was working figured out I like cars after a couple of weeks. And they told me about a little red sports car down the road in the barn. So I asked them what kind it is. They said, we don't know. So after I got off work, went down there and this little red 57 Thunderbird.
Oh, wow.
So I bought it, $1,200 in 1972.
72.
And of course I did my amateur restoration. And then I ended up, it was the 12th one built. And
Really?
Dallas offered me $50,000 for it. So I sold it. And I started buying Shelbys.
And that was the start of
In
it.
the 70s.
Wow. 72 was the start of you really getting deep into these cars and buying them and restoring them.
And getting lucky to learn that, there's something to be said for the uniqueness
Yes.
of the collector car.
Yes.
So the first 20 of the T-Birds, they drilled a mounting hole for the front bumper in the wrong place. So that was one of the first 20, it was number 12. So then, you learn, okay, a little uniqueness. So what I brought this time, most every one of these are one-of-ones.
Really?
Yes.
I've been looking at this collection. I'm a restoration guy. I've been doing it for years. Done a lot of cars. These cars are impeccable. They are just the creme brulee of Ford product and Shelby.
Coming to you, that's a real compliment.
Man, I tell you, I look at the fit, the finish. I'm very particular when I look at cars. I might be a little bit too much because they weren't perfect from the factory. But when we redo these cars, you got to pay attention to detail. Put them back right. You know what I mean?
That's what
It's
I looked at it.
it's preserving history is what it's doing.
They
You
say,
know?
you're over-restored. No, they're not going to ever be restored again.
No.
So it's kind of like... okay,
One-time
let's
shot.
do it right. And like you, my pet peeve, even more than finish, 3/16 gaps.
Yes. I noticed that on all your cars.
Everything. But I need to give kudos to the guys that do my paint work. Dad and two sons. And that's all they do is paint work.
Yep.
Now they go to them, we get them pretty darn close, but then of course there's, what it's like.
Yes,
to
sir.
get it perfect. So they work on it for several months. They get about maybe 7 a year done for me.
Wow. But they're...
Put the time into it. Yeah. So,
Well, preserving these cars and putting them back the way they should be put back is so important to me. I'm a little bit of a historian on these cars, and I just love to see the cars right. There was a lot of cars I've looked at. I've looked at about 80 since I've been here, and I've done my videos on them. You'll see my Muscle Car Corner. My main channel is Corner Classic Car Hunter. I started out about 2 months ago, and I'm just building this channel, and I love to get owners of cars to get their 2 cents on them. Is that Folger Ford yours as well over there? Oh my gosh.
Lucy, when I got it,
Is she still alive?
And she lives in Houston.
Really?
I brought her back from Houston. I didn't know about all the history, so there's like 4 books on this car. And I was reading through all of that because I like to soak up the history.
Yep.
Said that Bob and Lucy Below retired to the Houston area. I got in touch with her.
Unreal.
Came to my place. She's going to be watching a video glued to it.
She's instrumental with helping the restoration of this car to get all the old pictures and just make sure everything is...
Yes.
Who did that car?
That car has been done for years, and I'd have to go back to the paperwork.
How old is that restoration on that car? 10, 12 years?
No, much older.
Really?
And like some of my restorations are from the 80s. And you know that.
Yeah.
If you look at it, I love that because it says...
It shows...
there's nothing wrong underneath. It would show up by now.
Well, that's the whole thing is when you're restoring a car, your undercoats are one of the most important things. You etch prime a car, and then you use the right undercoats. I did Glazard. I was a DuPont guy. I'd sprayed it all, PPG, but...
I'm sorry, we use PPG.
Well, I love PPG as well. The next shop I was managing, PPG shop, been doing it for years, but I'm really enthused with this collection you got, and I'm so glad that I got a minute to talk with you and car guy to car guy. My hat's off with you. I want to hang with you a little bit as these cars maybe are going through. I'm got a customer that's possibly interested in the orange 69 down there. I just sent him a video of it. So, long story short, tell me just real quick, how many times have you driven that Folger Ford? Is that car? I mean, it's the motor's built in that thing. It's just got to be.
Yeah, as far
I
as
wish
me
I heard
driving
that thing run. When will you be running that car?
Oh, we cranked it while we got over. It kind of raises the roof. But,
Could you crank that thing for me?
well,
Maybe later?
yeah.
Okay,
Right.
gotcha.
Okay.
Well, I really appreciate your time. I'm
Be
going to look.
around because we're going to be running it through the staging, and Rodney's going to, who helps in with all the cars,
Nice.
he'll be driving it up on the stage. He'll back it off. It'll
Oh.
make a hair stand up on the back of your
That's
neck.
what it's all about. That big block with 2 Fords. That's pro stock motor in that, basically, isn't it? I mean, that
From
cam has just
from
got,
that era,
huh?
you know? It was restored shortly after they quit racing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's neat that they preserve those pieces of drag racing history, and that's one of them right there.
It's
So,
got a lot of history.
yeah.
And Lucy is a tremendous little lady.
I'm going to have to look her up and look at more of the history on her.
And her husband's so proud of her. When they were talking, she said, well, he's never talked this long ever, because he was at my place for several hours. And he was bragging on her, and he was saying in one of the finals, she only had to make 4 passes because of the ranking. 3 of her 4 passes, her reaction time was .00 something.
Wow.
And she's a little scrappy lady and still is at 80 years old.
I love it. I love it. That's a great story. Well, brother, I sure appreciate it, and thanks for your time, and I'll be back to hear that 69 run. Thank you so much.